Since the dawn of time, life on Earth has been constantly evolving.
3 ans après l'excellent Shaun le Mouton, le studio Aardman revient avec Cro Man, une comédie préhistorique totalement décalée et réalisée par Nick Park, qui n'est nul autre que le créateur de Wallace et Gromit. Ici, la confrontation entre l'âge de pierre et l'âge de bronze est représentée par un match de football décisif qui sert de toile de fond pour une satire de la lutte des classes et du capitalisme. Mais bien évidemment, Cro Man représente un nouveau tour de force technique pour Nick Park. Celui-ci revient au long métrage, 13 ans après Wallace et Gromit, le mystère du lapin-garou, et profite pleinement des avancées technologiques liées à la stop motion, soit l'animation image par image.
When I first arrived at Aardman in early 1980s, we were still using the techniques Ray Harryhausen used. We were shooting on film cameras. We used surface gauges to know how far we'd moved something, you know. And then very quickly video techniques were coming in and being able to shoot stop frame on video. It wasn't broadcast quality, but it helped you to see the movement, and then you would take the real frame on film. We now shoot on digital cameras, and that offers a lot of possibilities, and it's a great safety net also. You spent 3 days shooting something and a puppet falls out, you know, a tree moves, it's not spoilt. You can go back and you can adjust that afterwards.
Ces techniques sont également rehaussées par l'utilisation scrupuleuse de l'image de synthèse qui se mêle harmonieusement à l'animation image par image pour des raisons cinématographiques, mais aussi et surtout méthodologiques.
All the principal animation, all the character work was done in stop frame animation with puppets, plasticine faces and made of different materials, latex and silicone and cloth. But we found with, say, the footballers were about this size, which means that the football pitch itself was about, 15 meters long, and the animator couldn't even reach characters far into the set, so...
Long live the edge of bronze!
Anyone far back, we had to go digital, but we would scan in the real puppet so that the digital puppets looked the same and the lighting was the same, and we put a lot of effort into marrying up the world. Really, the digital technology has just helped us expand the world, and often because we just didn't have the studio space to shoot everything. We did a lot of shooting against green screen and then compositing afterwards. Things you can't do with clay, or so easily, like volcanoes and lava, and the giant duck was a real puppet.
Le cœur de Cro Man, comme des autres productions Aardman, réside toutefois dans ses attachants personnages, qui sont d'ailleurs dirigés comme de véritables comédiens.
I think of the animator as an actor, really, and they have to perform. They start at the beginning and they move the puppet, and obviously it's not just moving the puppet, they've got to make it feel like it's living and breathing. And
end of message.
I take the animator to a video camera and act things out, and that's my way of showing this is what I'm looking for. The impact's got to be this big, or that look has got to be subtle, or this gesture, Then you've got something to talk about that's real. I don't want them to copy the actual action, but it's a way of pointing out what you're after. That's why personally I like to keep the character animation as real, like puppet animation, because I feel like it's so expressive, and I even like the fingerprints on the clay. And these days you can do beautiful hair with CGI and fur, and even stop frame animators would avoid all that hair and the fur, even though it sort of twitches because the animator can't help but touch the fur when they're moving the puppet. But I kind of like it because it reminds me of the early King Kong. It reminds you that it's handmade and has a certain quality and a charm to it for me.
Vous l'aurez compris, au-delà de ces références réjouissantes,
yeah, there's little jokes like, that's Die Hard for me, that scene with the fire hose.
Cro Man représente la quintessence moderne de l'animation image par image, une mise à jour jubilatoire de la méthodologie perfectionnée par Willis O'Brien et Ray Harryhausen. Et rien que pour ça, c'est un émerveillement de tous les instants.